the Word. Welcome to Gospel Truth Today. So, today we will be continuing with our study, the series we have been on, the ultimate foundation. I have made it abundantly clear over the past sessions that the ultimate foundation for the Christian life is the Word of God. So today we'll be looking again at Genesis chapter 3, starting from verse 1. We were looking at Genesis chapter 2 from verse 15 before, where the Lord instructed Adam and Eve not to eat of the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden. So today we will be seeing their response to that instruction. What happened afterwards? Okay, still dwelling on the Word of God as the ultimate foundation for your life. All right, so what happened? After the Lord has already told Adam and Eve that they should not eat of the tree, the enemy came. And just look at how the enemy addressed the situation. After he knew, he has heard that God has instructed them of this. See how he came. Very cunning, very subtle, very deceptive. It's no different from the way he operates today in your life, in my life, and out there in the world. So I read. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had God said, Ye shall not eat of every fruit, every tree of the garden. Did you see the way the enemy shifted the word of God to ask them, did God say you should not eat of any tree in the garden? He knew exactly what the Lord said. He knew that the woman also knew. But he came in such a manner that the woman will begin to now contemplate, play it down, tone it down so that it doesn't seem all that important what the Lord has said. Or to make it seem as if what the Lord has said is not to their benefit, was not to their benefit. Okay, he said, Yea, had God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And that's opposite what God has said. Had God said, You shall not eat of every tree. But the Lord said they should not eat of the tree in the middle. Now the enemy twisted what the Lord said in order to engage the heart of the woman to start having conversation with him, which eventually ended up with her being deceived from what God actually said. Because of the way he put it, the woman now had to respond. Oh no, he didn't say we should not eat of every fruit. He only said we shouldn't eat of the one in the middle. You see, now he engaged her in conversation, and that's how she was drawn in to continue having conversation with him until she ended up falling victim of his deception. He operates in the same way today. The Word of God is the ultimate foundation for the life of Adam and Eve in this beautiful garden where they were planted. The Word of God is the ultimate foundation. Assuming they simply stood on that Word, they would have enjoyed an endless life of pleasure in the presence of the Lord. All the chaos we see today will not be here in this world. But they paid attention to this little twist of the enemy. And I'm telling you, don't blame them, don't judge them, because in your life, the enemy is doing the same, and you are falling victim over and again, like they did. Unfortunately, that is the truth. His strategy has not changed. He still operates the same way he had been operating right from the beginning. The word of God can come to you in the form of, by his stripes you are healed. That's the word of God. By his stripes you are healed. It's simple. It's straight. You can't misunderstand that. By the stripes, by the wounds of Jesus, by his broken body, your body is made whole. That's the word of God. As simple and as straight as that. As Jesus' body went through the stripes, the brokenness of his body caused the wholeness, the fixedness, the perfectness of your own body. That's the word of God. So when you confront sickness, you should lean heavily, completely, absolutely on the fact that because Jesus went through stripe, my body, you will not be broken. Because his body was broken, my body, you will not be broken. You will not go down. You will be whole. You will be fine. Okay. But then, you know that verse. You know it. Yes, you know it as a believer. You have heard it. In fact, your pastor will even talk to you about it in the face of your sickness. But the enemy will come. With the same way he spoke to Eve, he will come. Did God actually mean that by his stripes you are really totally healed? Or is he saying you should, you know, you will begin to twist it until instead of trusting God for your healing, you are running helter-skelter? From medical checkup to medical checkup, from medicine to medicine. You will be running helter-skelter. Your heart, you will give in to fear. You will submit your heart to fear. All manner of things will follow that sickness, because the enemy will come to judge, to twist, to dilute, to pollute, to corrupt that word. You will not take it innocently, like the Lord has said. Your mind will open up to the devil twisting the word. But that word, if you can stand on it, it's the foundation for your victorious life as a believer. I'm telling you. And the word of God can also come to you in the form of, I know the plans I have for you, to give you an expected end. And then the enemy will come. Does he really have that plan? I mean, well, if he does, why are things like this? Why am I going through this? Does God really have such a plan for me? Maybe he have it for certain people. Maybe for those that are living an exceptional life. Maybe for super duper Christians. Maybe for those that go to church 7 days in a week. Maybe for those that live 100% righteous. Maybe those that the people the Lord have such plans for. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I have sinned. Maybe the enemy will begin to bring. If God has such a plan, if God is so good and so loving, why is he not taking this situation away from me? The enemy will twist the word of God. And you will begin to doubt God. Doubt his total love and commitment to your well-being. And once you do that, the strength of the word is taken away and you fall victim to the enemy. The devil has not changed. The word tells you that I will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him. You will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you. If your mind is stayed on the Lord, is focused and fixed on him, you will enjoy peace and rest, even in the midst of a turbulent world, even in the midst of stormy situations, you will have perfect peace. That is the word of God. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. And the enemy will come. He will tell you, you mean I should just focus on the Lord? How about this, that? I have my career, I have my this, I have my business, I have my friends, I have my that and that and that. Like, how am I supposed to keep my mind focused on the Lord? I mean, maybe he doesn't really mean I should keep my mind focused on him 100%. Maybe he really mean I can have 10 minutes devotion every morning, and 5 minutes prayer before I sleep. I mean, that's good enough. The enemy will twist it, dilute it, pollute it, corrupt it. And my dear believer, my dear brother and sister, that is where you lose the strength of the word in your life. You have to stand on what the Lord has said, literally. Do not fall prey to the devices and the plans and the tricks and the gimmicks and the deceptions and cunning of the enemy like he did to Adam and Eve. Don't submit to his games in your own life. The word of God coming to you literally is the power of God to sustain you in this life, sustain you in your journey as a Christian, and bring you into the inheritance of the saints, bring you into the victorious life that Jesus died to make available for you. The word of God is the seed. If you plant it and refuse for the enemy to corrupt it, plant it in your life, submit your life to living it out. I'm telling you, it's the ultimate foundation for a successful Christian life. I encourage you again today to get back to the word. If there is a word that the Lord has given to you specifically concerning a season in your life, concerning any aspect of your life, go back to that word. Embrace it fully. Stand on it as a rock. And that which you are expecting of the Lord, you will see the fruit coming from the word, because the word is a seed that will ultimately be a fruit of what it promises. So I encourage you to put more priority to the word, put more importance to the word, begin to lean more heavily on the word of God. The Lord bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and join me again on my next broadcast. On my next broadcast on the gospel truth today. Bye.